and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. You made a bad bet. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. You made a bad bet. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. You made a bad bet. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. You made a bad bet. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. You made a bad bet. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. You made a bad bet. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. You made a bad bet. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. You made a bad bet. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. You made a bad bet. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. You made a bad bet. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. bad. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. You made bad. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. You made bad. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. You made bad. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. You made bad. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house. You made bad. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the South Asia Elite Community Series here at Frag Nation in association with Ubisoft for Rainbow Six Siege X. I'm your host, Blackjack, back once again alongside my co-hosts, Bullet and Madness, as we are going into the finals weekend, folks. That is correct. This weekend is the final weekend of the entire Elite Series. Two teams are fighting it out to find themselves in, potentially, a higher stage of play in APAC as a whole. But we'll get to that when we get to that. For now, of course, we are here tonight, and I will say this, folks, we're certainly very excited, aren't we, Madness?
We definitely are. This is looking to be a very good matchup. I mean, both the teams that will be introduced are teams that have been known to put dominant performance. So when you put in these kind of teams against each other, that just makes for a great match or a great season. And most importantly, it's a best of three. Right? Your map picks that will be shown, the bands, the decider, depending on that. If we go all three maps, Bullet, do you think it's all three maps or 2-0 in either way?
It can be a 2-0 from one side, but again, starting off the entire discussion from the side of Hasib Warriors, I was really surprised to find out the fact that Hasib Warriors are in the lower bracket run. Given the fact that Hasib Warriors' past performance in the past few tournaments that we have seen have been just top notch. But for now, folks, let's take a look at the entire prize pool. As we all know, the entire prize pool for this South Asia Elite Community Series is 3 lakh Indian rupees, one of the biggest that we have seen in our region. The first place team will take home 1 lakh Indian rupees. The second place team will take home 60,000 Indian rupees. Now, coming to the point that I was saying about the fact that, yes, I was a little bit surprised to find out that Hasib Warriors are at the moment in the lower bracket semi-finale, but also talking about the fact that Won't Stop Peaking's entire run in the lower bracket, lower bracket matchups have been in a very dominative fashion, except for the fact that they had like very how should I put it, kind of like a close game in the very first matchup against Andromeda Gaming, where they played with a scoreline of 7-5, and the second map also went to 8-7. It was up to the very last round of the second game. So, given the fact that, yes, they have still won up with a scoreline of overall map score of 2-0 in the both matches, up against the Blitztrace as well and up against the side of Andromeda Gaming as well, we have to give the credit to the fact that this can be that again one game where both of the maps will go up to the very last round, up to the overtime rounds, but it can end up on either side with a 2-0 fashion. But for now, folks, tournament format on your screen, Madness.
Yeah, as you know, Qualifier 1, 7 September to 14 September, Qualifier 2, 28 to 5th October. And that is 4 teams from both qualifiers. Makes your 8 teams in total that played off in the playoffs. We are now in lower bracket semifinals area. So we have progressed quite a bit. It began on 6th, just after Qualifier 2 ended. We have double eliminations that have been played out, the best of 3s for currently. And more importantly, with that prize pool, with that money that you can lock in the top 2, you can also... the top 2 teams will qualify for the APAC Cup Asia qualifier as well. So that's something that they will also be aiming for, fighting for over here. And Blackjack, just look at the brackets over here, because Hasib Warriors ending up into the lower bracket, like Bullet was saying, is not something we expected.
Certainly true. Hasib Warriors put up such a fantastic performance against Team Rue the other night. Unfortunately, they find themselves down here playing against the side of Won't Stop Peaking. It simply is just a case of it happened. Let's just move on right at this point, because there's been some time to digest this. And as it stands right now, I will say this much. Hasib Warriors, they have done lower bracket runs before. They are no stranger to this. And especially now, given that this is the lower bracket final, they only need to win one game, right? And they will be at the very top of this tournament. So, all things considered, folks, what we are looking at here is a fantastic game which only really has one outcome, which is who gets to the very top, right? Both of these teams, they are historic teams for South Asia. They are historic teams for our region, and all of these players have been fighting for years. They have been playing for years. They know this game better than the back of their hands, I'll tell you that much. And now tonight, the playing 10, they will certainly have their work cut out for them in what is sure to be an absolute slam dunk of a game. So with that said, Bullet, take us through what we can potentially expect for map number 1.
Yeah, map number 1 is going to be the side of Lair, which has been picked up from the side of Hasib after Hasib went on to ban the side of Border and Skyscraper. Well, mind you, folks, Skyscraper has been one of the top performing maps when it comes down from the side of Won't Stop Peaking. Now, for the side of Hasib Warriors, yes, we have seen them really performing in a really better way when it comes on the map of Shelley. But other advantage that they have is going to be the side of Lair. They have given us some of the best games from what we have seen in the PFU of the Community Cups, which happened a few months before. I guess it was in the Community Cup Season 2, where they got to play the map of Lair a couple of times, and they absolutely outright and outplayed the entire opponent team. talking about the fact that what you can expect on layer, don't get me wrong, I feel like there's going to be a victory coming in from the side of Hasib Warriors, given the fact that they are such a strong team on layer. But when it comes down to the side of Clubhouse, it can be a map which can go either side. But again, if we go toward the side of Nightham and the side of Cafe Dostoevsky, it can be for us if we are going to map number 3. Of course, that is going to be the very first point to be noted. But if we are going to Cafe Dostoevsky, it all comes down to the side of Won't Stop Peaking. We have seen again Won't Stop Peaking going very close up against the side of Andromeda, but it matters the fact that they crossed the finish line first, so we have to give the credit to them for that. So if it goes on to the side of Cafe Dostoevsky, and also to the fact that Won't Stop Peaking, gets sometimes in a very overexcited state, it comes on to that very over aggressive state there, and then they kind of like start giving away those rounds to the opponent team. Now, in the past that we have seen, I guess when they played against the side of Ru, that it happened majority of the time, especially after after the attackers and defender swap was done. That yes, Hasib Warriors, even if when they are leading the entire rounds, like 4-2, or if put it down to a 5-1 towards their side, even when they are getting very close towards making to a map point, they tend to just losing the entire grip on their map. They tend to give away those rounds. If that doesn't happen today, because Won't Stop Peaking is a much more aggressive team. Yes, I'll give credit to the fact that Hasib Warriors kind of has that habit of playing very strat-wise on a lot of the maps, like Layer, Skyscraper, or given to the fact that Bank is also going to be one of the maps that we have seen Hasib Warriors performing very well. But for this series, Bank is obviously banned. Won't Stop Peaking is that team who loves to play on their gun game, apart from playing the basic strat that you see in a game like Siege. So I feel for a second that yes, if a Sea Warriors get a little bit get a little bit overwhelming, get a little bit overexcited, go for these unnecessary kind of like spawn piece, or try to get in a giving out those information that is absolutely not really needed. Won't Stop Peaking is that team which will definitely capitalize on those opportunities, grab that early man advantage power, and take on up to the front towards the side of Sea Warriors. So map number 1, Layer, definitely a victory coming in from the side of Sea Warriors in my perspective. But second map, it can go either way. But if it goes on to the overextensive of the side of Cafe Dostoevsky, I feel like this can be a series victory coming from the side of Won't Stop Peaking. But you also cannot deny the fact that Won't Stop Peaking is a team Hasib Warriors is a team who have also been quite dominating in their upper bracket run. So given the fact that Won't Stop Peaking has been playing on the lower bracket run for a long time now, this can go either way. But from what it looks like to me, this can be a 2-0, possibly from the side of Hasib Warriors, but we'll take a look. But for now, folks, take it away.
Talking about that, thank you, Bullet, for joining us. You'll be the analyst over here, but it'll be me and Blackjack taking over from map number 1. Bullet talking in length about this being one of Hasib Warriors' good maps. Lair being that he's already off his Hasib Warriors coming out on top, but it's yet to be seen what happens. He did also talk about the overheating tendencies. I think both teams actually tend to do both of that, as you can see evident by WSP's full being Won't Stop Peaking, as in they will keep on being aggressive, and Hasib Warriors have the tendency to do the exact same. It's going to be a battle pretty much of fire versus fire over here, and you can already see the Blackbeard getting banned, so he's trying to get shields away. Electric gonna get banned, so easier access. So this already seems like a very good start to map number 1 from the looks of it over here. Blackjack.
Pretty standard bans, I think, all things considered. You have the Ace and the Malusi band in the second set here for the first half, folks. And of course, as is standard, we're going to get the final bans after round number 3 for this first half. So with that said, Kaid, Blackbeard, and Ace are pretty much almost universal at this point, right? Interchangeable with, say, Thermite or Thatcher or other attackers that you may see are more specific to certain maps. However, there is one glaring omission from that map pool on the defender side, folks. Say it with me now. Mira has been left unbanned. Ooh. Cobra bringing in that operator, and I've said this time and time again. Is it worth leaving the Mira in? I certainly don't think so, and there is plenty of reason to believe that leaving Mira in is nothing more than leaving yourself with a chance to shoot yourself in the foot, right? With that said, we have the Twitch pick coming in from ZDX, so good counter pick happening from Hasib Warriors, and this is certainly a map they know really, really well. They have shown us that this map is one of their better ones. and they will certainly be counting on that map knowledge tonight as we now are properly into round number 1.
Getting into it, we see Taha's already brought out the demos. We are talking about it early. Vinci had a bit of an oopsie moment where he's pressing the sensor. Unfortunately, couldn't even retrieve it. But leaving Mira open is definitely a bigger problem here for the side of Hasib Warriors. Let's see the kind of push to make. Maybe even the demos from beneath is what they're trying to do. Let's see how Taha tries to make his entry. You can already see Baz going for pot shots, Hasib getting some of these default cameras, and Vinci still trying to go for the complete setup, now opening up hatches so he has a route to fall back later, even go for a late round flank. But all in all, a bit more slow push from Seafarers. They're taking their time, doing their due diligence, taking the tactical advantage provided to them as attackers of having the leniency about where you want to be at what amount of time. But at the end of the day, you're going to have a lot of... we have a run out from the side of the Azami. Arthar gets killed by Zedux's Claymore that was earlier placed, and Zedux actually already gets one, but due to utility, but instantly strained by another utility. Buckinator with a C4 answers back, levels the numbers between both the squads right now. So utility kills to start of map number 1 over here, Blackjack.
All right, we've got some utility kills to start off this game. Certainly says quite a bit about the pacing of the match, as Baz has already found his way down below in security room here, just trying to find someone through the hatch, as that is a very important hatch right there. It's a little bit of a thoroughfare. Mira is being targeted by the Demos right now. Not the best target to see unless, Taha's actually going down below and is going to try to do vertical. There you go. Cobra's been forced away from the Mira window, and that was pretty much their plan with this play, as now the Mira window will be shattered, and that's going to allow for them to enter this front room here. Much needed, as operational was certainly a part of the map that is very much required for the attackers right now. Vinci taking a bit of damage right now, but Taha is gonna fall. That's unfortunate. IMNUBF comes around, takes that kill, takes that Demos down, puts Won't Stop Peeking, had a really good advantage here at the 4v3.
4v3, Fathar trying to make an entry. Hasib is now trying to make his mark. He's leading it from the front for his team, for Hasib Warriors as they make it, but they are down one man. Baz taking quite a bit of damage, shrouded by black smoke from the F-nets as well. Fathar is now thinking about making a rotation. Baz, with the little bit of HP that he has, is holding on to dear life on stairs now, trying to take the front foot. He has to hit the headshot if he wants to win, and that's exactly what he does. One bullet, one kill is what Baz aims for. Takes AF's head off, but Buckinator answers back onto the kill onto Fathar. Gets back the man advantage for his team. 7 seconds left for Seafarers to make something happen. It's only Baz left standing, and he will fall as well, as Buckinator claims the last kill of the round. Won't Stop Peeking the first round of map number 1.
That was certainly quite the way to start things off between both of these two teams, as despite the run-out from a third being a little bit of a sour point, I do believe, I was read into, right, from Hasib Warriors really, really well. So good on them for expecting Won't Stop Peeking to be kind of jumpy, kind of in your face. But then Hasib Warriors, well, they try to push, and Won't Stop Peeking, they actually just completely, like, reined themselves in. I think what the idea was that if a third had been successful with the jump out, he would have gotten someone either on the rappel or on one of the exterior rooftops, right? And that would have been like a huge pick to start things off, would have given them permission to really go off and be super aggressive. But because the third went down, and because the C4 kill happened onto Zedux after the fact, they decided, you know what, let's not try to go all, bananas right now. Let's kind of rein it back, and we'll just have to play by playing to our strengths, staying in the site. Again, as a defender, the timer always ticks for you. Until the attackers get the diffuser on the floor, the timer is always the friend of the defenders, right? So you're technically playing a 6v5. And that is something that Won't Stop Peeking used to their advantage. They pretty much were crouching in the tall grass of the savannah like a predator in the bushes, right? And that is when they struck, beautifully so. With that said, that's just round 1. Of course, things can change at the drop of the hat, as we always know. So let's head into round number 2 and see what these two teams have in store for us.
What Won't Stop Peeking have in mind is the basement. And Buckinator, who got a triple kill, mind you, last round, has switched over to the Denari from the Valkyrie. And let's see how these tripwires will come into effect, but we saw earlier that Hasib did break open a very fast space over here with the thermite, with the exothermic charges for himself, and they have that shield that Taha will be operating. There's no Blackbeard, but there's definitely Monty on the books, and now the side of WSP nowhere, but Zedux is already going to claim the first kill onto Vinci, a headshot being at that as well. That's going to be the cup and eliminated, but his traps are still there. You have to be wary as the attackers of checking the doorways, doing your job, but you do also have an IQ as well that can spot it out for you. But it's a bit of barbed wire in front of you, but the ram from above is going to cause quite a nuisance for the side of WSP. They have two separate angles to look at, and now barbed wire being chipped away by Taha. He's trying to make his entrance into the room, but IMWF gets a kill onto Baz as the FNAT stop the progress of the Monty as WSP claimed that first kill onto the IQ. Now harder to spot out some of these capcans, but this is a vertical and horizontal play happening from the side of WSP against HW, but that's a C4 from Arthur onto Fatar, claims another for himself, and WSP looking to be picking it back up. This is like almost reminiscent of the last round, but just this time you have the separate floor layers of attacks happening over here, Blackjack.
Unfortunately, their layered attack strategy seems to have completely fallen apart right now. Oh, dear me. Nubayev getting a little too big for his britches right there, peeking out, and Zedux taking his head clean off. The Monty is now in the side, but Hasib goes down right behind him. The SMG-11 ringing true. He's coming around. Taha takes damage. He's half health. He's trying to do as much as he can, but he's the only one remaining because it's a triple kill to a third. And Buckinator comes around. The one who started all of this with the first interaction between himself and the Monty is the one to bookend the round by taking down the Monty as well. Poetic when you really think about it. But with that said, Won't Stop Peeking starting 2-0 on this defense on the map of Lair. I gotta say, Madness, we were hyping up the fact that Hasib Warriors really likes Lair. We've seen them play this map really, really well before. But here and now, in these first two rounds, they've looked shaky, they've looked not very confident, and certainly they've looked like they don't know what to expect from Won't Stop Peeking.
Going, isn't it? But it's also due to a bit of individual performance coming. Buccaneer is a triple in the first round, and Arthur getting the triple kill in the second as well. So the members are showing up to the side of Won't Stop Peeking when it does matter. This is the last chance for the team to continue on this competition. We are in the lower bracket, guys, not the upper bracket. This is where Hasib Warriors unfortunately find themselves, as well as Won't Stop Peeking. Both teams I did not honestly expect to be at this point, but they will have to fight it out over. This is just map number 1 of the best of 3, but WSP with a nice start at albeit at that, with 2-round advantage, cruising on into what is Hasib Warriors mapping. What was pretty much predicted by a lot of people that would be Hasib Warriors advantage. Unfortunately for now, until now, they haven't shown up the way they want to right over here, Blackjack.
I mean, it could also come down to just having spectator hands. Oh, dear me, the run out again from a Thurv. That's twice now he's tried it, and twice now he's failed, and that's unfortunate. And I'm Nubayef with the disconnect. I'm not exactly... Oh, dear me, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be too happy about that. Buckinator! Oh, no, he's moonwalking. Fathar's going to go down to Cobra on the other side. They at least got the Thermite. Wait, they got the Thermite? They got the main breacher right there. Hasib has some secondary heartbeat charges. Cobra's going to go down on the other side. That is your Aruni taken care of. And in this current situation, yeah, Buckinator's forced to disconnect. This is falling apart, and in the worst way for everyone involved, folks. Vinci, through a stroke of just complete circumstance, is now in a 1v4 as the Wamai on top floor has got to try and deny the diffuser, try and deny the entry coming in. Thankfully, he doesn't have to deal with a shielder, but there is a Nook on the prowl waiting to take his head off, who's actually on the first floor now that I look at it. Of course, you've got Taha, you've got Baz, you've got Hasib as well. It's such a difficult position to be in. But meanwhile, oh, okay, Taha taking a bit of damage from the trip connector of the Denari. Shot comes out from Vinci. He's going to open up the floor. He wants to get down there, and now they know, wait a minute, this guy's above, and somebody's already rotated up here. Lion Scan comes out. The sound should be heard. Vinci, unless he doesn't know. Plans coming out from Taha, and there's the shots fired. Baz comes in, takes the kill, and that's going to be the round for the side of Hasib Warriors. Definitely not the way they would have wanted for their first winning round to have gone. I'm pretty sure it certainly doesn't make for the best round to spectate for all of our viewers at home either. But it is what it is. the pause has been called, and I'm pretty sure once the bans are done, the pause will be taken into effect as well while we work on getting these players back into the lobby, folks.
Yeah, and then the run out from Arthur again, this time not helping out whatsoever, ends up becoming a casualty. Then the disconnect from I am Noob AF, unfortunately, into the run. Then we lose Bakinator as well. Vinci on his lonesome, tried his best in a 1v4, but didn't anticipate Baz coming back up, sneaking back up into 2F to deal with the pesky last defender. This is how the Warriors do get their first round. It seems like we have ours across the board, so we will be resuming. It's very short pause given the way our seed is, and I'm pretty happy about this as well. But we will be getting the last bans coming out. It's going to be the pesky Fender. The FNet's proving a bit too hard for the side of Hasib Warriors to deal with, and respectively from the side of Won't Stop Peaking, the Dokubi is going to get banned out. No more calls, no more hacking of cams available to Hasib Warriors. But this one round can't be counted for much given the way they ended up winning it. So now most of them still try to build up momentum, but this kind of pause has caused hindrances to teams in the past as well.
Oh, it has. Certainly it has. The thing is, right, that, excuse me, pauses born from disconnections are always something that can't really be avoided in our region, right? We've seen it happen before, and no doubt it will happen again, folks. So it is what it is. When you're watching and commentating and spectating over Rainbow Six here in South Asia, you just kind of tend to expect it, right? But with all that taken care of, all the players are back in, and we are going to resume right where we left off. No rehosts just yet, and I say just yet because I don't want to jinx it. You know how things, how crazy things tend to get sometimes. But we have the Mira still in play, the Fenrir ban, although I do really understand it, especially with how badly the Monty was stopped in the round 2 from pushing purely because of the existence of the Fenrir mines, right? So Fenrir ban was kind of to be expected now that you think about it, but at the same time, Mira has been left available, and we saw how dangerous Mira can make things for these players. So again, this one was more of a case of, do you leave Mira open or do you leave Fenrir open? And they've decided to leave Mira open instead. With that, of course, all, you know, done, dusted, taken care of. One final Mira window is going to get placed down pretty late into the round, I will admit. Maybe to counter the Twitch from breaking it early, as Zedux is going to get pinged by the beeper, and of course with the Guma into his shin, trying to take entry into operational right now, but not going to do that just yet, as we need to wait and see. Hasib Warriors definitely taking their second here with this attack.
The Breach gonna be finally making appearance at the house, switch from Monty over to the Blitz, and he's gonna be leading the charge. Legion's in his face, he's picking it out, but there's no shots from behind him. For now, he's just pretty much watching the scene, but in the meantime, Andy Cobra strikes, and he strikes hard onto Zedux, the Deimos, that proved very, you know, hurtful or irritating last time. This time gets neutral, but Fatar answers back, gets the kill onto Arthur. That's the Legion eliminated, and he gets another, this time onto Andy Cobra as well. Nice shooting coming out from the Thermite, from the support player of Hasib Warriors, and he's given them the man advantage with 1 minute and 24 left on the clock with the deal with Buccaneers in a pro position, but Vinci's on the prowl for if he can actually catch out anything. And Taz made a complete rotation as well. He's just looking all over the place for anything. And the shield's gonna give it away. The Blitz will be looking to get his next play, and he does spawn out. Vinci across the corner, a couple of bullets fired, nothing of interest to either player. Nobody's gonna get scratched. And it's gonna be Tag going the other way. Buccinator, the guy who was prone that we had seen earlier on, gets the kill onto Fatar, the guy who had already got a double for the side of his Warriors. It makes it a 3 versus 3, but Buccinator is almost negligible HP at this point, the way he's lying down. Here comes the Yings as well. The Candela is going to be flashing away. Has it blinded anyone of importance? He's going to have another as well. And the Azamis also have to be dealt with. I am new. They have had captain for the last minute, and he's even sitting behind one as we are speaking. 30 seconds left for the side of Hasib Warriors making the move. The plan's coming down. The protection is there. Hasib gets the kill, but instantly traded by Vinci. But no, plant has been stopped. Taha with the shield. Low HP bars as well, but Bas can make the impact. Taha's just trying to come up front. He breaks the Black Mirror as well. Now we'll be looking to get the plant in the corner. He has the shield to protect him on that side. With the pistol comes the string. Not going to be anyone in front of Vinci. Takes a bit of damage. It's going to be instant. I am new AF falling down. Bas gets 1. Bas gets 2 with the pistol in hand. That's like a mini SMG over there. And chuck away he goes. Gets both of them. Protects the plant from going down. And now Hasib Warriors actually have equalized this map number 1 over here, Blackjack.
I think this is where the claim of Hasib Warriors really know their stuff on Lair comes into play, right? They definitely knew what they were doing going into that part of the map. Blitz playing the breach early on just to kind of make sure no one got the bright idea to go for a run out, and then holding down the 90 hallway or Z hallway, whatever you want to call it, towards the backside of the building. I think that was a really, really good choice, right? Because Taha, for the longest time, kept the Wamai, I think it was Vinci playing Wamai, right? Kept the Wamai very much distracted, very much unable to go and help his teammates. And then at the same time, Legion, who was, I believe, a third, was trying to peek the breach, right? And early on, he saw, wait a minute, that's a blitz. I do not want to take that fight. Fell back. So they pretty much used Blitz as a deterrent rather than the oppressive forward-moving force that he is. And then you had Fatar come in on the breach, get the double kill, pretty much clear out the corridor and the entry from breach, allowing them a fantastic moment to get in the site and maybe set up a plant. Now, it didn't quite work the way they wanted, definitely, because Fatar went down before Taha could come and support him. I think that was the plan, right? To get the Blitz in there, get the smokes in maybe, allow for the Thermite to go and go for the plant while the Blitz keeps cover, or maybe the Blitz is the one going for the plant. You get my point. But, you know, they managed to improvise really, really well. And here we have, once again, a 2-2 equalizer. So, we've seen good stuff from both teams now. And we're certainly expecting a lot more, given that this is round 5. 2 rounds remain until to happen. Look at this. They are doubling down on keeping that Z hallway completely occupied, completely inaccessible to the defenders. And that is really smart, if you ask me.
Going around the corner, peeking for anything, but it's going to be Z-Dux making the approach. He has the Valkyrie if he wants to go for the death mark as well. Going to look for it, but with the prone on the corner, checking everything for his team. He's going to be the guy looking for the entry, but Taha is going to be also looking to come in with Baz. That's a lot of flashes if you plus the Candela, plus the shield also coming to rain down onto you. But the hatch has been opened up to now create some gameplay from below. Here comes the C4, but it's been placed a bit too late. It's not going to connect to anyone. The attackers get ready to get away, but Z-Dux is awaiting with open arms for Buckinator to just run into him. And now with the pings, he's trying to get a kill from below, but Azhar gets a kill onto Hasib. Equalizes numbers 4 versus 4 between both these sides right now. An early kill onto Buckinator means that you can do much. Z-Dux gets another with the pistol. The double kill coming out of the kill onto the mute, but the instant trade coming into Vinci. These are trades on trades on trades happening between both these teams in round number 5 over here. But finally, Taha is looking to make an appearance, but there's an Azami that he has to deal with that he's going to have to break with the melee attacks time and time again. But Vinci is still below. Vinci is still looking for prey, but unfortunately for him, there's no attackers inside. Now the Candelas are going to rip to free. The Blitz is going to charge in as well. There are footholds to try and get some damage, and they got some damage. It's going to be actually Taha getting flashed by the Candelas instead. The teamwork not working out for Hasib. Warriors and Obaz and Fatar left in a 2 versus 3. And the drop shot from INUBAF gets the kill onto Baz. Makes it a 3 versus 1 in favor of Wont. Stop peeking. Fatar, the lone man surviving from the side of Hasib Warriors, gets 1. Gets INUBAF, but still has a mirror. Still has that pulse that Vinci to deal with as well. Doesn't have a C4 left, but still has the heartbeat scanner to actually look for anything on this burst. But at this point, it's just pretty much 2 guns versus 1, depending on the way you want to look at it and depending on how the drone the cameras are. But oh my god, you're going to be walking into the crosses of ND Cobra here, and he's going to strike. He's not going to miss onto Fatar. Finally, the defense are going to recover quite a bit. They will now take the round advantage. Won't stop picking with their 3rd round.
Interesting set of circumstances right there for Hasib Warriors, excuse me, that we just saw unfold in front of our eyes, folks. I think it comes down to the fact that they never got a breach done, right? They were trying to get the back wall on our 6th room taken care of, right? I think that was the plan, because they doubled down on Z corridor. They went through it with the Thermite, with the with Deimos down below, and the Blitz Taha pushing up along with them. Unfortunately, they pivoted immediately, tried to go through, or tried to get the Ying through bathroom windows, I guess. But whatever their idea was, it ended up not working, because that's kind of the situation you put yourself in by not getting the breach done. I think if they had just held the breach and taken care of that part of the map first, they had a better chance of maybe going for the plant. And the other thing is, right, the fact that we've seen this Mira come out every single time on top floor, I'm surprised they aren't picking Twitch more often. And in the last round, for instance, we had the Mira potentially get pinged by Deimos, but even then, it didn't do too much, right? Deimos instead, he got a couple kills with the pistol. Both of them weren't even tracked by him. And, well, one I think was, but at the end of the day, I just don't know. I don't know if the Deimos is giving them that much value that a Twitch can't, right? And we've seen Zedux play Twitch. In fact, the second round, which was Basement Lab, Zedux was playing Twitch, if I recall correctly. So they've certainly brought that operator out and to great effect. So I'm not sure why they wouldn't do it for the second floor. And if you want to do vertical, again, there may be better operators than Deimos. But again, more so personal preference maybe. It just comes down to whatever their strategies are. Now, cap-in traps, of course, that's a different issue. That's what they have the IQ for, just to help the attackers get through this part of the map clean and without too much input. Did take a bit of damage, but of course, he's a full shield, and he doesn't have to worry too much about it. Legs are spotted, shots are fired, a Turv very nearly dodges becoming the first fatality. Instead, Fatar is going to find Cobra to start things off. A Thur's been put on the floor, and we've got ourselves a situation and a half, as from that same vertical angle, 2 bodies have been taken care of.
A double kill coming in for the rank, coming from Fatar over here against Athar, as well as ND Cobra. It looked like Athar was going to get caught out, but he got caught as a second kill instead. It's going to be Arumi falling down earlier on. Now we're going to see some breachers. You're going to see Warriors with the vertical play, and they look to have downed another as well. Buccaneer seems to be rolling on the floor. It's going to be about who's going to get the kill, but instead they're looking to go for the plant. With that massive shield on his back, doesn't look like he's going to get killed, but Vinci gets one onto Fatar instead. Ooh, just about missed the kill onto Buccaneer as bad, but instead gets the kill onto I Am Noob AF, and from above, Vinci's trying to fire away, but there's too many people looking right back at him. He doesn't have enough bullets in the gun. As soon as he went to reload, he gets killed instantly on the spot over there. And we're gonna go into the second half of map number 1 on equal terms between both these teams over here, Blackhead.
Here we go, here we go. Second half, folks, and it's a 3-3 equalizer. Color me impressed with both of these teams and their tenacity that they're showing right now in the face of the odds that is, of course, their current opponent. It takes a lot, even with teams that you fought against for years at this point, players you've played against for years at this point. There's a certain amount of knowledge that comes kind of with that territory, that hey, we know these players, right? We know what they're doing, but they're going to switch it up. And that's kind of going both ways. The mental game of that back and forth is what's at play here. The bans have already happened, and this time, of course, Ace, once again, being one of the bans of choice. Azami, understandably so. We saw just how annoying she can be with her Kiba barriers. Of course, we've got the Maverick, making sure that no one can go for a sneaky little breach in an unexpected place. And finally, the Mira. Do we even need to explain why the Mira just got banned, folks? That first half should be more than enough reason for why we had a Mira ban right now. Denari coming out this time from Zedux. Interesting choice here. I do like them kind of doubling down on Denari being a pick, especially because he's really useful, but you have to be creative with him. There's a certain creative ceiling you need to be able to reach so that your Denari placements are hidden, but yet they stretch across like sites and rooms and so on and so forth in such a way that you're actually providing utility to your team. We've seen a couple of trip connectors actually go off on some of these attackers, or some of Hasib Warriors' players when Won't Stop Peeking was on the defense, right? So certainly hope to see the same from Zedux. And of course, the other big pick that I kind of want to talk about before I switch it over to you, man, is Tachanka back in play with Baz. Of course, Tachanka, not the Lord we once knew, but still a really good operator nonetheless because of his current kit. Ooh, shots fired. Someone was prone, but AF will not be able to get the first kill just yet. Gotta wait for that. But with that said, setup's almost done, and the timer's ticking. It's round 7.
And we are going to roll the user bit with the ace band with the standard Thatcher and Thermite. comp coming out from the side of WSP, which is not standard, but the Buccaneer will be going into what he loves, the Zero. He does get good cameras. He's really good with the MP7 with its ACOG. But yeah, we had seen an earlier prince, but we are talking about the Junker Lord or not. He's unfortunately going to be injured and put on the ground. But in the meantime, Zero gets killed instantly. And Hasib with the C4 gets the kill on a third instead on that spot. But he's looking for Andy Cobra. Actually, he's the guy we're actually looking at on this pixel angle, looking for more. And Baz, who was the guy who was actually took the most damage in the beginning, ends up getting picked back up. Unfortunately, we've lost Xenox for the side of Hasib Warriors, but it makes it a 4 versus 4 prone on the ground. I don't think is the angle. Hasib with the shotgun gets the second in the round for him. The kill onto Buccaneer. A random spell by ND Cobra as he swings around the corner. Unfortunate for him. Also ends up meeting the same fate as his teammates. Gets killed with the shotgun. Gets finished with the flames from Baz. That's the Tachanka that was picked up. Coming back into action now. WSP with their first attack round, finding it tiresome in a 2 versus 4.
Absolutely crisp right here from Hasib Warriors. Well, maybe that might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but I will say the strat to just tell Hasib, hey, go and lie down in the hallway with the mute jammer is certainly working. He's picked up 2 so far, and just looking for more right now. We've got a jumping happening on the other part of the map, but don't think that's going to lead to anything just yet. Hasib and Baz holding down, and there's the shotgun, the quad kill. He wants the ace, he'll be denied. Anubayev gets 1, gets 2. Stop! You don't want to peek him back to back like that. He's got a DMR, and he is full health, folks. You don't want to just give him kills if you can avoid it. Fire and the flames are out, and Nubayev decides he's going to take a different highway to this hell as he's going around the building to the hallway, entering just outside of our 6th room. Beautiful headshot at the top, nearly gets the other one. I think his mouse movement just overshot a little bit, and the bearing 9 did not miss. Baz put him out of his misery as we nearly had 2 insanely hyped things. We nearly had an ace on map 1 of the finals weekend, and we nearly had the 1v4 from I'm Noob AF. I gotta give it to both of these players and both of these teams. They are certainly bringing it in tonight.
Especially the performances, the gunfights we are coming. The 1v4 almost pulled off by I Am Noob AF. He gets 3rd, almost gets the 4th. They're pretty much on equal health terms towards that, just that last 1 versus 1. But even to get to that point, he did quite a bit. And even Hasib with the shotgun, you know, gets a quarter looking for his own ace as well. So it was just 2 quarter kills coming out. Unfortunately for them, no finish off at the end of the day. It's going to be Hasib Warriors going to be taking that victory, going to be taking that first round in their own defense as we're going now down to the basement. And I can see Taha's brought up the Solace. He's going to be looking for Gadri, but this is the nerf Solace, and he can't look for it right now. He's going to have to look for it later. And Baz and Hasib, both the shotgun duo buddies coming in. We have Xenox with the castles, but more importantly, Fatar's brought in the Goyo. That does slow down process on a team like Wont, who have to get 1, try to snowball and get even further in. But with the side of them having an Ash, with them having the Ram, it's going to be a bit more vertical play that I'm going to have to look out for. What kind of roams will Hasib Warriors bring for us?
Well, at the time being, we'll have to see what it is that Hasib Warriors are bringing into play here. Excuse me. They do have a couple of interesting picks, like you said. Of course, you've got the Goyo from Fatar. We didn't see Goyo too much from Won't Stop Peeking. Photos are spotted by the Ash. Going to open that up nice and quickly. Secondary Heartbreach used on the side wall as well. But Zedax comes out swinging, and he's going to find 1, and a big one at that. That is Thermite down. But Zedax is going to get taken off the board as well, as he did unfortunately find himself cornered near this breach by I'm Noob AF and got taken down by him as well. So 1 kill for 1. It's a trade situation, but we've got more explosions coming in. The mute! Don't know if he wanted to quite go that far, Hasib. He's going to get taken down for his trouble. The Goyo's been spotted. He's going to rotate around the board, just falling back a little bit. Smoke's coming out from Baz right now, as we've got the EMP of the secondary camera just doing a little bit of work, trying to shut down whatever it is that AF was going to do. Verticality has been established by Won't Stop Peeking, so they certainly know their way around the map. They're certainly trying to get something going. But Taha is on first floor, and he's certainly looking for a kill. He's hunting at the moment, but to no avail. Shotgun on the door once again. We've seen just how deadly this can be. Goyo's been popped, and Athar's going to take a ton of damage right now. Fathar as well, but Taha's going to come around. He's going to find the kill. Athar to fall, and that makes it an equal 3v3 at 60 seconds.
60 seconds indeed is what Won't Stop we have to work with, but the Rams are coming in still as well. More vertical plays to be made, but it is a 3v3 and now the time is ticking down. 45 seconds left with Won't Stop to make their approach over here. We can see Baz is just waiting for someone to walk into his crosses. That might just be Buckinator, but after that kill that Andy Cobra got onto Taha, change in plans come from Won't Stop Picking. They're not going to go close by, they're going to start grouping up, it looks like, and Baz is still worried about this part, but Andy Cobra gets the kill on Fathar, but Fathar did manage to get Buckinator before going down on Baz, who we've been staring, whose POV we've been looking through for so long. We're just going to be seeing him just still waiting in this corner. If this works out for him, this is patience working at its best, but it's going to be a long range fight with an SMG in hand. The recoil is not there, unfortunately, for Baz, and the man who waited to strike, unfortunately, struck a bit too high with the SMG. That's what I was talking about with the long range fight over there. Unfortunately, does not work out for them. So WSP answering back, bringing us back to level terms.
The 4-4 equalizer comes in as we now move into round number 9, folks. We're certainly looking at a long game. Just as Bullet said, there was going to be a map that will be going the distance. Well, it looks like it might actually be Lair to start us off. And I'll tell you what, given Won't Stop Peeking's history here at the throughout the qualifiers and throughout the Elite Series, I will say they've had their moments here and there. Of course, they beat Blitzkrieg on Qualifier 1. You know, if we cast our minds all the way back to the first qualifier, which feels like a century ago now. But of course, they unfortunately lost their matches back to back against Uwu and Ru. But going into the playoffs, they certainly had a better time of it. Even though they are in the lower bracket, they've made it all the way to the lower bracket finals. If nothing else, they are definitely in the top 3. Now, the question is, where can they realistically go from here? Can they make it to the top 2? Can they secure a spot, potentially, to the grand finals and give us the game of the century? We will have to wait and find out, because they still have a little bit more to go. We've got the breaches coming in. We've got the attack started, of course. And once again, nothing really different from the side of Won't Stop Peeking's attack, but from the side of Hasib Warriors, you can see they've opted to bring in the Bandit instead, and they are getting rid of the Solus. The peak is out. Once again, Hasib getting drawn out by the action. Oh, wait a minute. Cobra and Buckinator going ham on the other side. The third falls to Baz, but it's a 2v4 in the blink of an eye, and now they're looking at a really difficult situation to be in. Breaches have been taken care of. A lot of map control is under the name of the attackers, but Baz finds one, not looking, as Buckinator falls to his gun. The SMG-11 has fired off. That's 2 kills to that smoke. He's looking for more. Verticality comes into play. Shotgun's out, and looks like Baz is feeling it at the moment. More shots should be fired here. Fathar does a bit of damage to him. Falls back, knowing full well that they can't afford to lose more bodies. The shotgun through the beams of the ceiling. That's going to be Cobra to fall, and that's one more gone. We've got a very informed smoke right now. Just a little over 60% on health right now. But I'll tell you what, Baz is certainly swinging for the fences, making it equal 2v2 at the moment, and he's got so much more to do. We've got breaches coming in, and it actually did get tricked out. Beautifully done by Fathar, and that's going to stop them from getting entry into that room. That is massive for Hasib Warriors, because again, any map control that's been denied is map control that will be pivotal. They can go for another breach. Vinci, of course, is going to get it done, but the defenders, they've run all the way back. They're holding the site or adjacent to it, and shots are about to be fired. They know where the positions are at the moment, and you can see Fathar again making the smart choice to not engage if he can avoid it. They want to go through this door, but Vinci has to be careful. Nubayef falls on the other side. It's now down to this one player, and Baz swings the door with a shotgun and gets the home run. That is going to be the 4K to the smoke and the 2v4 to Hasib Warriors.
We have seen so many 4Ks in. It's only just been map number 1. Unfortunately, no ace has been acquired, but Baz with the shotgun showing WSP that he means business and quickly cementing himself with that 4K, getting I think 10 kills in total as so far as he's standing, as well as Fathar is also getting a lot of kills to his name with the help of Zedux as well. The entire side of the Hasib Warriors are now showing a bit of resurgence, given that they had a poor start to the starting of this map. It was a 0-2 start for them, with Wont picking, showing that their defense is good. But I think Hasib Warriors in defense is where they seem to be shining. The amount of pressure that they are applying, the amount of fight that they're taking to the side of Wont cannot be answered as of yet. And speaking about Twitch will also be coming back. Zedux will be bringing back to the Denari. We do have the Tachanka making appearance yet again in the hands of Baz, so expect some flame work to be happening. That's exactly what happened last time, and now because of that Bandit, we do see a Thatcher making an appearance. We're going to have secondary electric charges. We're going to have the Thatcher as a whole. The Thermite be banded up, so what do you expect? A Hibana in the hands of Vincent. Buccaneers maybe just thinking about making the switch to the sledge, and I do like the Grim if Arthur gets it for himself, but the Nomad is, that's an opportunity cost that might just be a bit too high for the side of Wont Stop.
Magnet set! I think there's a case we made for both Grim and Nomad in this case, right? Because certainly Hasib Warriors have been going for those flank plays, especially, again, you have to remember, Baz's first kill in the previous round on Basement Lab was the jump down, which was technically speaking, or, well, in actuality, a flank, right? That was a flank jump. Yeah. And so plays like that are something Nomad would be really good to stop. But at the same time, the angle that Baz jumped out from, the angles that Hasib Warriors have certainly played, are maybe a little bit too off-kilter for a Nomad to reasonably be expected to counter. So it's going to be more, more traditional flank watch, have drones, have players watching those angles, and play from there. But on the other side, the Grim can be so oppressive the moment you start to corner the defenders. Hasib swings again, and third time's the charm. Swing, better swing. But Buckinator comes in with the same philosophy and gets taken down by Baz. Quickly, we have ourselves a 4v3 as Buckinator with the sledge shotgun decided, hey, I can play shotgun too. We've got an SAS attacker. Let's bring him in. And he took Hasib down, only to then be met by the Lord and his dinner plate 27. But with that said, now, with this 4v3, of course, they've lost access to Soft Breach. They've lost access to Grim. That's the big one right there. And they're certainly going to be feeling it as we move now to the minute 30.
Yeah, the Grim could have been good of revealing a lot of locations, changing a lot of positions that Hasib Warriors can potentially sit in, and being in a 3v4 is not good for the side of Won't Stop Speaking. But Baz has given that bullet away. There you can see the attacker is looking to make an approach, but they're just holding for each other, and backup has also been called in. Zedux will be making an appearance. Baz, the guy he was looking at for so long, was Vinci, and Vinci ends up being the prey of Baz over the Baz gets a triple with the kill out to end Cooper. And if this match means anything, we might even have a quadra kill yet again if Baz has anything to say about it. The swing comes in from the Denari. It's Zedux instead who will be denying the quadra, taking the kill for himself, as we will be looking to be going to map point over here for the side of Hasib Warriors.
It is 6-4, and it is round 11, but more importantly, it is map point to the side of Hasib Warriors, folks. I'll tell you what, this map has certainly given us so much already, and it's only just map 1 in a best of 3. Are you as excited as I am, viewers? Please let us know in the chat. Let's get some hype going for these two teams here, these two legendary teams, or these 10 legendary players, I should say. But all the hype and all that aside, I will say it certainly seems like Won't Stop Peaking lost a fair bit of steam after that 2v4 in round number 9, and I can't really blame them, right? With the way that things have been going for them, it's not exactly looking like the tightest ship on the sea that is Won't Stop Peaking. They have certainly had a lot of moments where it's like, do you really need to play this way? Do we really need to push with such aggression, or not even aggression this time around? I would say tonight they're being a lot more tame than usual, but it wouldn't really matter much if you keep losing your gunfights, right? I think it's just a case of getting out positioned and in most cases outplayed, but also a little bit certainly of poor planning on their part. Some of these rounds certainly haven't looked completely thought out all the way. But now, I'm going to peek on the stairs, but no kill on that. Buckinator just pre-firing with a little bit of caution, as you should, as we now are fully into round number 11.
Round number 11 is Hasib. Warriors have the opportunity to close it out here, and now itself. The Bravo drones have been thrown up. We're looking to see if we can hack anything. If we hack Malusi's, that's going to be the standard that we shall be looking for. Even Womai's hacks would be good, or even getting the bandit charges as well, getting away with the electric, because in terms of EMPs, we don't seem to be actually having anything from the side of Won't Stop Peaking, because Buckinator instead has brought in frag grenades instead of having the EMP that you could have had on this lip. But for now, let's see how well they can do it without it. Maybe with the Brava, they can look to go for it, or even from above as well. They can make an appearance with the Ram, try and bring it down that way. But Buckinator has snuck himself into the basement as he makes his approach up the stairways soon. And right now, Hasib Warriors have to be wary about who's attacking from above and who's attacking from below.
Certainly, the verticality of this map is going to come into play as Cobra takes a little bit of damage, a little bit more. It's just a barbed wire. Nothing too major just yet, but there is a couple of players who will make it major. Hasib, yet again, swings first and goes down first. That's 4 rounds in a row. He swung for the fences. Unfortunately, his success rate is a 1 of 4 so far. Cobra falls on the other side. Baz comes around, and that's the play you want to watch out for. Yeah. There we go. The double peek into the long shot. And that's going to be a third taken care of. That's 1/2 of your verticality. Actually, 2/3 of your verticality all gone, because Cobra and a third, the Ram and Buck, are gone, folks. That means only Buckinator can do verticality right now, can blow open the floor. Oh, very nearly missing the head right there, Z-Dux, but it doesn't matter because they've got a castle barricade behind them. They don't need to be too worried about it, but I think they just used up a C4 to catch someone off guard, maybe going for the melee. Shots fired yet again. Z-Dux taking a bit of damage, has to fall back into sight. And I do like this. They've extended out of the site into the stairs all the way. Finds Buckinator on the other side, and it's now down to the 1v4. Never mind, Baz and Fatar come around, finding the final 2 in quick time indeed. And that, folks, is going to be all she wrote for the side of map 1. A very close in individual rounds, and yet very clean performance towards the tail end by Hasib Warriors as they take it 7-4 for map 1 Lair.
Gets a triple in that last round as well. I can't wait to see his stats in this game, because they're going to be amazing for the way that he played. Hasib, we're going to see a bit of that first skill stat, as we've been talking about Blackjack, maybe that 1-in-4 ratio that we're going to get to see yet again, depending on how they played it out. But at the end of the day, his team got the win. They got the job done, right? What seemed like a pretty disastrous start to map number 1 quickly turned around into what we were kind of expecting map number 1 to be. It's going to be Hasib Warriors taking it away in this best of 3 series in the lower bracket semifinals. Will be making their mark, getting 1-0 in this best of 3. Let's see what else is in store for us, because unfortunately for the side of Won't Stop Peaking, the defense was this part of Hasib Warriors they couldn't crack.
Yeah, definitely. Like, coming in from, a perspective where I was just looking at both at the stream as well, on my gaming screen as well. This was looking like a side that, yes, for the first few rounds of for the side of Won't Stop Peaking, I was about to just say for a fact that, oh folks, when we go after the break, when we come off for any kind of like a pause, I have to eat up my words where I said for a fact that FC Warriors are going to give it a really good show on layer. Coming to the fact that yes, there were a lot of individual players coming from the side of Won't Stop Peaking as well, but the domination from the side of Baz is something that you actually expect in a weekend finale like this. I mean, credit to both the teams for the side of Won't Stop Peaking as well. They played some of the very best rounds when it comes down to their attacking play, their defensive play in the first 3 rounds of this particular map. But slowly and steadily, Hasib Warriors adaptation games in the entire tournament has been something where we as cost analysts on this can put up example for that. Hey, Hasib Warriors adaptation game is something that other team needs to learn from, and this is what I feel like Hasib Warriors has definitely given up from their side to this to the opponent team of Won't Stop Peaking. Apart from that, yes, couple of runouts here and there from the side of a turf that you don't expect. The second round, number 1, which happened in round number 2 or round number 3, I from what I'm able to recall, it was completely unnecessary. It was one of the basic runouts which you just cannot do in a matchup like this. So yeah, a couple of do's and not do's, do's and don'ts from the side of Won't Stop Peaking. But talking about the side of Hasib Warriors, they also know for a fact that as it is going to be the side of Clubhouse for the second month, it's going to be a pick coming in from side of Won't Stop Peaking. I would again say for a fact that this can be another close game like this one in the very first half of Clubhouse.
There we go, folks. That is going to be the stat screen coming up right in front of us. And let's have a look. Where is Hasib? He is 1-2. So maybe I was wrong in how many times he unfortunately got taken out first in the second half, though there were a couple of those. We were seeing that quite often. Regardless, Zdux is going 4-2 on entry. Is anybody surprised? I certainly am not. But the highlighter beyond anybody else is Baz at 18-4. 18-4 in a match that went to round all the way 11. 18 kills in 11 rounds, folks. That's 1.8 kills per round and a 1.6 for EPS overall. 80% cost because of just how effective it was. I mean, it's like that one joke we have about stealth games, right? There won't be anybody to catch me if nobody's alive. And that's basically what Baz was doing the entire time. And again, just such a hype player for all the right reasons. Of course, he was supported really well by Zdux and Fathar, going 9-7 and 9-8, both 80% cost as well. Hasib bringing in the middle of the team, kind of being the pillar for everyone, 60% to him. Taha having a little bit of a short game to 6 and 67%, but he still kept it up. He was still the support player. He still played a mean blitz, let's not forget, and we'll be certainly looking for more of that going forward. But looking at the side of Won't Stop Peaking, let us not discount them, folks. Cobra, I believe, has the highest cost percentage in the entire lobby at 87%, going 9-7 and 3-1. So overall, a really good game from Cobra. Same for Noob, 9-9 and 67%. So overall, those two really effective against the side of Hasib Warriors. Buckinator as well, alongside the Turf, bringing in the middle pillars of the team right there, and Vinci being the support player, kind of trailing back in his own way. But that, of course, is the breakdown, breakdown of the stat screen right there. And that is pretty much everything for map number 1 here. With that officially said, Lair has been taken care of. We are done with map 1, and the grand finals weekend is fully underway. So folks, that is going to take us or segue us into map number 2 very, very shortly indeed. And let's not forget, map number 2 is the age-old classic when it comes to South Asia. It is Clubhouse. So I'm certainly very excited to see just how far that map goes. I'm counting on an overtime. I'm certainly sure that all of you at home are as well. But before we get to that, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
You made a bad bet. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house.
Well, folks, after a short-lived break, we are back here at the South Asia Elite Community Series between the fight of Hasib Warriors going up against the side of Won't Stop Peaking. Now, the very first map is over, folks. We have got the scoreline 1-0, but
Mhm.
that was not exactly a close one, but not exactly by one side. A 7-4 scoreline is something that you would expect when I would say, two of the best teams, definitely in our region, fighting off against each other. Before we send you off, Blackjack, as me and Madness will be taking over our map number 2, Blackjack, what are your thoughts coming in for the clubhouse?
Ooh, Clubhouse, a map we have seen played 1.5 million times, and a map we'll keep seeing being played 1.5 million times more. 7-4 was the first map score for Hasib Warriors, and they certainly got a lot of momentum right towards the end there. That 2v4 that they pulled off in round number 9, I think that was what really sparked that confidence in them. And now going into
Yep.
Clubhouse, they are defense first as well, guys. So that is going to be something to keep in mind. Clubhouse, despite everything, is still a defender favored map because defenders tend to win more rounds earlier than attackers do, at least 9 times out of 10. So they've certainly got a lot in their favor, but won't stop peaking because of the nature of that team. They are an aggressive attacking force on this map. We have seen just how quickly they can turn the tides and the dominoes can fall. So with that said, folks, that's enough out of me, as I'm going to be leaving it over to Bullet and Madness here for map number 2. Madness, take it away.
Yes, we are back with the action. Map number 2. Map number 1 story was Hasib Warriors way. They struggled a little bit in the earlier parts, but they did end up closing out their own map. And now Clubhouse, the map pick of Won't Stop Peaking. And it's all about the bans in the earlier part. The Maverick ban makes complete sense. We don't want tricking, but I really like the Mira ban as well. We're not overlooking it this time from the side of Hasib Warriors. And the Ace ban following suit makes no difference, as well as the Azami, because that is pretty much standard. And these teams have been accustomed to playing it. But now it depends what side we're going. It looks like we're going all the way to the basement. I was expecting that maybe with this, but probably the Hibana comes out as well to open it up for the side of the Sea Warriors. But talking about this, but it's always about the basement, about the roam strategies you're going to be bringing in, how you're actually going to prep it up. You have a Pulse coming out, and I think with the Pulse and the Solace might make it a bit spicy for the side of the Sea Warriors over here.
I mean, when we talk about the South Clubhouse, it is one of my favorite maps when it comes to the competitive side of Siege for a really long time. This is one of the maps which was kind of like got a little bit of that rebirth on the second floor way back in, I guess, year 6 or year 5, if I'm able to recall it correctly. And after that, it has remained untouched. And of course, one of the very first maps which has received the new lightning change when it comes down to the Siege X improvements. And of course, even if after the entire lightning work has been done, even after how many new elements have been added to the game, new instruments have been added to the game, this map has been the foremost choice for a lot of the global tier 1 and tier 2 teams as well. At the moment, folks, yes, when it comes down to the attacker picks coming in from the side of Won't Stop Peaking, as they're going to be the team who are going to be attacking first on this map. We do see Dukehebi not getting banned up alongside. We do see the pick coming off the side of him. An early initiation, it's going to be the side of Buckinator take a little bit of those shots and get affected in terms of the overall HP. But he have to be a little bit mindful of the fact that if it is going to be the side of Bars, or maybe even if it's going to be the side of Taha, we have seen how some of these guys have popped off. As Bars is now playing in with the Pulse, he's going to be remaining on towards the side of Arsenal Room to pop up those C4 as he gets the opportunity to do so via the help of the HUD scanner. On the other, Buckinator is going to make his way towards the stock room. We do have Vinci and Thurv playing on the support, as a Thurv is on the more of like an attacker which can help them to get up those holograms and gonna give him that information if he's able to do so at the right time. They have to also make it for the fact that they don't lose up the early man advantage. And this is what I was talking about. Taha gets the first pick, gets the second one as well. With that SMG coming from the side of Solace, the overcharge and the initiation is gonna definitely help out. So because on the last patch, yes, Solace has given back the ability to equip the impact net. He gets the third one. Cobra gets losing out. Nubes now finally gets the pick on the side of Taha, but the damage has already been done. 4v2 at the very first 45 seconds into the round.
That was excellent play. I told you before the round you started this pulse and the Solus are going to make things spicy, and Taha certainly delivered. Gets 3 Xerox, gets one more on to Vinci, and it's only I am Nube left in a 1 versus 4. Everybody's going to be raining down onto it. There's multiple angles that he has to be aware of, but it's just going to be Baz walking up the stairs very calmly, shotgun in hand, one left click straight to the skull of Dogabi over here. Gets the kill for himself. Hasib Warriors starting out strong on map number 2, all thanks, I think, in big part to what Taha did with that triple kill.
Yeah, you definitely pointed out right, man. I completely got carried away a little bit the fact that they had Pulse, they had Solace, they had all the operators in the world in the defense that you need to pinpoint all of the electronic gadgets when it comes down from the attacking side. Now, comes to the fact that a term also, I mean, when it comes to the attackers play, yes, it was a little bit just a dicey because playing on Yana, Vinci was also on Hibana, when we had Nomad in the last round as well in the game. Majority of the attackers are using the gadgets which are not, which doesn't work in the game via the analog signals. It works in the game via the electronic gadgets, like, and they get pinpointed very easily with the help of Solace when she is able to use her gadget in the right timing. But given the fact that yes, also we have some changes coming with the last patch, which has been implied to the game in this matchup as well, folks, because of course we are playing on the global version and it will be applied momentarily after the match. And we have seen how effectively it has changed the course of Janari, Jaeger being given the option to equip the P10C, and P10C is one of the, I would say, one of the most powerful pistols when it comes down to the game. And also now Bandit having the ability to pick up the side of the battleground that you have to make up those rotation. Of course, Solace spec IO sensors rotation has, rotation I was saying, the range has been increased from 12 meter to 20 meters. The whole of our duration, which was set to 10 seconds, have been increased to 15 seconds. So kind of like say a huge buff has been given to the entire operator ability. But for now, the first engagement, a Thurv needs to step away a little bit, being very low in HP. He's going to challenge up the side of Taha. Taha gets the down state to the side of a Thurv. Capital goes down. Vinci also gets into the BNO state, and this is not entirely looking right for the side of Wont. Stop peaking as we proceed down towards the very early stages of round number 2 once again.
At least the Capitao has been picked up. Vinci still being left on the ground. I expect him to be picked up very shortly, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So early, a lot of damage being done to the side of Won't stop peeking. It's going to be Hibana, more importantly, your secondary heartbeat, because you have a Thermite as well. You have a lot of plans coming in. Arthur gets a kill onto Taha over here. Taha, the man who got a triple last round, unfortunately could not make much of an impact this round, except for getting those double downs. He unfortunately will be the first casualty, as WSP are looking to be making a move. They've already walked up catwalk as well over here, but this is not the side. It's gym and bedroom that you have to make your way over to, and the time is dwindling down. You have to make a bit more of a faster approach, heed more in your step over here about how you want to make out over these parts. But there are Malusis on the corners that will be slowing you down. You'll have to get away a lot of gadgetry that will be very irritating as well. On that side, I don't know if the main breach has even been attempted from the side of Won't. You do have a Thermite, you do have a Thatcher, but it doesn't look like they want to make an appearance over here. The flames are going to rain down. They're going to buy some more time for the side of the Sea Warriors, and now it looks like this wall's going to go. But the Bandit are going to come in for Fatar. He does look to be stopping it, but the hatches opened up from above him as well. He has to be aware of that. A nice swing by Sea with the shotgun. Gets that onto the Buck, and he's even making a change in rotation as well. It's coming onto this side. Buck's going to get picked up with the help of Buckinator over here. And now there are 3 people who have ended up being picked up from the side of Won't Stop Peaking. So low HP bars. This could be Fatar getting a triple for himself, but Buckinator smooth action with the swing. Aim reigns supreme. Head straight onto the head of Fatar over there. Gets a headshot. Now he's going to have to walk in. He's the guy who's healthy. Honestly, alongside ND Cobra, but he gets knocked as well. Their shotgun comes in, and Zedux gets the return fire at this point. It's only Zedux and Faz, but they're 2 low members of the side of Won't Stop Peaking. They're low numbers in terms of time as well. Zedux gets 1. Zedux doesn't have to get another because time is on this man's side, as he will get the round for his team. Just running out the clock, helping it out this way. It was him maybe in a bit of a dire situation, but time, this was talking about Won't Stop Peaking in server room. They took too long, in my opinion, over there, Bullet.
Yep. I would say, again, the same point, which was the trait for the side of you know Hasib Warriors, which we have to give them a huge credit for the
Defenders,
adaptation.
protect your bombs from beacons.
Even though them taking out that early man advantage with their side Won't Stop Peaking was able to get few bodies on the floor during the mid-round section of the mid-round period of the entire second round for the duration, but also for the fact that even if Hasib Warriors players are left out in a 2v4 or 3v4, they're able to get those picks back onto the side. It is always not just about their gun game being on point, it's also about their confidence play. It's also much more about their adaptation game. It's also much more about how they are able to use those secondary utilities that they get, the secondary gadgets that they can use when it comes down into the support phase. When any of these operators have been left out, how many bulletproof camps they are having in, how many, for instance, mute jammers have been placed out to block out all of those drones that are being used up in the action phase from the side of Won't Stop Peaking. So, given the fact that how the entire construction of the Hasib Warrior strategy is so on peak that it just it is very hard for the side of Won't Stop Peaking to entirely demolish that structure, in my opinion. For the time being, again, I would give the credit to the fact that not to give it the fact that guys like Athar, when we talk about the side of Athar has one of the more veteran players in the scene, and a little bit of that, how do I put it, that spawn being not exactly but just exactly being ready. Zina was able to take down the side of Athar. What I was about to say, Athar giving so many of his early picks onto the side of Hasib Warriors, but before that, it's going to be the side of Buginator to get a one more pick on the phrase of Hasib. Now, for the side of Hasib Warriors, it's going to be the side of Hasib not able to get those early picks on the side, but giving away those free picks. Not exactly a free pick, but giving away his entire body advantage to the side of Won't Stop Picking. And for the side of Won't Stop Picking, it has been the case of Athar. Spots the side of Castle, trying to step on the vertical play. Cobra gets down. Taha will be more than ready, playing on the side of Garage, and he will take down Cobra with the trade. 3v3 as it proceed down with 1 minute and 45 seconds left on the clock with round number 3.
Round number 3. It is, and Daha won't let it be equal for too long. Gets a kill onto Buccaneer, gaining the advantage for the side of Seawards in terms of man numbers, at least for now. Now I am a bit hesitant about walking in over here into Garage. Spots a guy out onto Catwalk with the drone. When we've been looking for the pre-fire on the swing, the patience has been playing. The flames are coming out, but no, the bullets don't connect. But instead, Fatar gets the kill. He doesn't even take any damage from the Captain. In the meantime, Vinci just jump into Garage Store. He's trying to walk up red stairs over here. Will he make his appearance with the eastern stairs? Is there anybody close by? But there's a guy standing on the table. But he's not the one who ended up getting the kill. It's Takaway around the corner instead who gets the spray down for himself. And unfortunately for the side of Won't Stop Peaking, their attack is going abysmal, given that this is their map pick.
Yeah, at this point of time, I feel like Hasib Warriors adaptation when it comes down to defensive construction, defensive strategy construction is just so on point. Hasib Warriors are in that momentum that hey, we were able to just end at the entire map when it's just I'd say just, but more of like till round number 11, but even if like all of the rounds have been not played from both sides, so they are in that confidence play for sure. But for the side of Won't Stop Peaking, I think for a bit that it is their time to just kind of like bring out those shields, man. The shield of the based operators. We know for a fact that how shields are kind of a little overpowered. Blackjack might have some different opinion. You might have a different opinion on that. But in my opinion, shields are the way to go if you're not able to win gunfights. Shields are one of the like Monty. Take Monty for example. Is one of the most available operators that you get in the game. The entire structure of this game was built on that operator, and them you playing with not playing with a gun on the hands of an operator, but playing with someone with a shield, a protective shield which can protect the entire strategy, and then you take up the entry on those sides or whatever the play was back in year 1 and year 2. But for the time being, in my frank opinion, I think Won't Stop Peaking needs to bring out those shield based operators, get in Osa, get in Monty, get in Blaze, and just try to just let's make the side of Hasib Warriors, all of these, whether it's the side of Bas coming for the early picks, Taha for instance, just try to like pin them down into a corner and then take them out as soon as possible. Because you having a Lion onto your side, you having a Gorilla onto your side, of course gives you the UUD and the track stingers to pinpoint towards a certain part of objective to take an effect entry, whether it's the Moto hatch, whether it's the blue area. But also comes on the fact that you not winning the gunfights is going to be the ultimate scenario where you have to excel at some point of time. For now, it is going to be a 3-0, but if they are not able to win those gunfights, even after taking the entire half part control of an objective site, it is going to be very hard for Sara Won't Stop Peaking to make their way towards winning these rounds. Hasib once please gets the pick on Buckinator. No more air jabs into the play. I guess he has information. Tharv has some information that's simply playing on towards the exterior side of the construction area. Oh, Wincy is already entry being taken on the bomb B side. Gets the side of Zetas, gets one more. And now it is going to be probably Noob or Athar making their way to plant the defuse, and is going to the side of Cobra. Takes on the Grim Beehives, takes down to their one corner, and they are going in for the plant. This is the very first round for the side of Won't Stop Peaking that we are able to see the diffuser getting planted. In a post-plant scenario, DVT is today, Vinci goes down. Let's see what it goes on.
As you can see, the peaks coming in from the line. He's trying to hold the corner. He has a teammate by him, but Taha gets a kill on Da Vinci instead. But instant trade by Athar instead of that part. Hasib was looking for more, but Fatar gets the kill on the Athar. It's him versus the wall. The 1 versus 2. The C4 doesn't connect. He's going ring around the rosies over there. Unfortunately, was in 2 minds about if Andy Cobra had sneaked back over to here and instead chose his back to him. And Andy Cobra will gladly strike. He's the man who planted the bomb. He's the man to get the final kill. He's the man to allow WSP in map number 2 to get 1 round on the board.
Yeah, a very good one coming in from Sara Won't Stop Peaking. I was a little bit, not really sure about the fact that them again losing on a guy like Buckinator, they will be able to get down this round into their favor because, when it comes down to the Nomad, air jabs are so impactful and provides you so much value, even if you are not able to place some of these air jabs at the right point. If you are able to place on the default archway and the doorway, you are good to go, my friend, for a post-plant scenario. But even after the fact that this is also in the very first instant that they were able to get the carrier getting the diffuser getting planted on towards the bomb side, and also the fact that this was a post-plant victory coming in. This is a huge, I would say, a momentum getting interchanged between these two giants playing in this matchup for sure. It is going to be Baz playing up with the Thunderbird. Now Thunderbird Kona station can be really helpful, but in a setup like this is something that I need to look out for.
Yeah, interesting selection from it. And Hasib Warriors won't repeat their mistake. They won't be going back to the basement. They're going up instead. It looks like maybe there might be an entry here from Dirt as Buccaneer swings his hammer to allow Arthur to make his way into the building from Dirt. Tunnel from basement is where this Ash will make his move. Hasib Warriors have to be on the lookout, have to maybe anticipate something on this sort. You see Arthur's already made his way towards Blue Stairs as well, but Xenox catches him out. The Goyo's gonna win that out. He had an inkling there might be someone. He came to check in grass storage as well and ends up finding an Ash for his troubles of traveling so far. But in the meantime, I have AF holding long angles. Andy Cobra trying to win out a gunfight on central subgroup as well. Will be going closer to the window for a better peek. But this might be a long range. I like the use of the things like this from the side of I am AF. Unfortunately, one strike, but inside the garage is Taha, who's getting a bit cheeky with it, and I am AF will take his head clean off the shoulder for trying to mess around with the side of Won't Stop Peaking.
For the moment now, again, a very early picks from both sides, and it is again going to be the side of Athar going down. I'm not really sure what exactly happening with Athar. It must be that mental state not being on the right direction from what it seems like to me. But for now, we do see this couple of attackers from Sara Won't Stop Peaking making their way towards the side of the Garage, because again, Gym Bedroom is a site where you can actually play a whole lot of vertical downplay from the side of the gym area. Vice versa comes down to the fact that Hasib Warriors can do the same. But I was expecting Won't Stop Peaking to go for it, because them having the side of Bug, the skeleton, he can be play a very vital role of just making these defenders play on a very different angle, just making them momentarily move around in the corners of the site. But for the moment now, we do see the side of Amdu playing as Burke, playing on the cash room, trying to make an entry towards the side of The same goes in for the side of Buckinator as well. But for the side of Cobra, he's still waiting on the area of construction to make a move. But oops, what was that? Was Buckinator taken out via the window angle? Oh my god! This is something that you don't expect. 30 seconds left on the clock. We do see the flashbang coming onto the side. I guess he has that information. He's trying to go for a wall back, but Zenos gets that vice versa strategy. Oh my god, Zenos is on a triple kill, possibly trying to make up a 4K. Oh yes, he does it. But the confirmation will come from Fatar.
That's
going to be a quad kill. It's going to be possibly the very first ace.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know
away
where
those
he is.
barricades.
Now he does.
Yes, he has it, but oh no! Hasib will pick that final kill with that SMG-11. Oh, it was one of like he was trying to go for a pre-fire and the guy just came out with vertical. But anyway, huge, I would say round coming up from the side of Hasib Warrior once again. Don't get me wrong, folks. Gun comes down to the side of Gym Bedroom. It's a very I would say a hard side to defend when it comes down for the side of defender if you're not able to prep it well. But when it comes down to the adaptation game from the side of the Sea Warriors, it's beauty. But for the side of Won't Stop Peeking, it's not just about the gunfights being the case of round number 1, round number 2, round number 3. I pointed out like them not being the gunfight is something that they need to take care of. Now it's more about the fact that they have to really start relying on the fact of how you are able to maintain your body count, even if you are able to get around the side control, even if you're trying to block and isolate one particular side of the map. Because at this point of time, Won't Stop Peeking, apart from losing bodies, they are doing a lot of things on the bitter side.
They are, and this is just one round that they have won back, but Hasib Warriors look to be standing tall. Hasib unfortunately denying Xenax, the man of the hour in the previous round in round number 5, who got the quadra, was even looking for the ace of the window, but the SMG just pretty much ends up getting the kill over the burst of bullets. But another fast entry from the side of Won't Stop Peeking. We already seen this the other side when Arthur had gone in from dirt and he ended up dying. The Buccaneer be a different case. He has a lot of his teammates causing nuisance from outside. He has got up the castle, he has got the kill, but it's gonna be Arthur instead. It's the Ash that has come in over there to Stockroom to catch out Xerox. The guy who had got the quadra last time, unfortunately, will be the first casualty in round number 6 over here, and they're trying to cause nuisance from below. This is where these Ash charges are going to cause a lot of disturbance as well. The MP is going to come in from the Thatcher, so we can open up garage from outside as well. Hasib gets one. Hasib gets a second. He eliminates Buccaneer as well. The two people who had pretty much rushed into the building. Unfortunately, they did manage to pick up Xerox, but they have given away a 1 for 2 over here. That's not something that WSP were looking to do.
At the point now, it's going to be the entire attacking team trying to just get their head in the game at the moment, because these early picks, these they're not able to maintain the body count, even if they are not even taking control of one side of the map is something, like I pointed out earlier as well, is again happening in for round number 6. At the point of now, we do see the side of Cobra playing on the exterior roof. We do see might be the very first pick. Yeah, he gets one. Whoever were able to take on the side of Hasib, was trying to approach from the eastern stairs. Now going back all towards the side of the lobby area. He might have a chance to actually regroup with the entire team once the construction side, and Ivana can use her carrier spirit to make up an angle on towards the cash room. If they are able to do so, yes, there are no more any players who will come in for a flank, because Fatah by alone HP Paz has that C4. The only thing that they need to take care of is going to be the Clash getting cleared from the side of Taha before they can go for the plant.
She has been left on to catwalk. I don't know if Clash picked it up for now, but now from this side, from construction, we are going to be making our breach in the finals of Vinci, opening it up with the help of Andy. Cobra over here. Finally, it's been opened up. Pre-fire is coming. Did you even get to see for those flying in the air? IMNUBAF gets the kill onto Bass. Fatar is low in HP as well. It's going to be a miracle for him to try and survive the onslaught. The WSP are looking to bring in with the 3 versus 2, and the Clash puts down the shield, gets picked up. It's a triple for IMNUBAF. The bullets are flying towards him. He knows now exactly where Fatar should be, but no, he's still second guessing exactly where the bandit has moved after the bullets. The exchange was done. The plants coming down in from anti-Cobra, rising the swing should be enough. Oh no, the connection on the nice, but IMNUBAF with the quadra in the round to allow WSP to make a slight comeback back into map number 2 over here.
What a lovely reposition of the game, a reposition of the round, I would say, for the side of Won't Stop Peeking. Gotta give up to the side of Noob AF again, because we have seen Noob doing almost the same in round number 3 of the very first map that we had, and that was none other than the side of Layer. Also on top of the fact that Noob has been deliberately playing very well with alongside Vinci when he's alive, and also alongside the side of Akinator. The chemistry and the gelling between these two guys is on point for, I would say, compared to other folks under the same team. But also, I'm talking about the first side of FSC, we gotta give it away to the same point which I said before coming into the game. They have a habit of overpeaking when it comes down to them being a little bit ahead in terms of the scoreline against their opponent team. So that exactly is what happened with the side of Sea Warriors. But gotta give it to the to the huge credit and a huge W effort being laid out from the side of I Am Noob. He was able to get a good couple of kills. He was able to provide that opening when it was absolutely needed for his entire team to bounce back on this map. But still, there's still a long road ahead. Not a long road, but still a lot of work that needs to be done before they can have those 2 rounds back to back on their side. Because now, as the 6th round is over, attack and defender from his side has been done. We do see the new set of bans coming in. Maverick and Ace will be banned from the side of Wont stop taking. Hasib will use the bans. Kaid and Bandit would have loved to see a Tubra also coming into the same picks, because Kaid's Electro Claw is something which has been in the game for a really long time now, almost 6 years before Kaid Electro Claws were introduced. And with secondary MP charges, with the basic MP charges, you can actually pinpoint those locations. But with Tubarao, if those 2 Zoto canisters are timed it right, there's absolutely no chance that you can open up those hard charges. But it's I feel like it's kind of like a strategy that they have in mind for this attacking half, and we have to wait for a while to find out what exactly it is. But for the side of Won't Stop Peaking, there's going to be still a lot of work that needs to be done before we can see the equalizer round scores coming in.
The double electric break comes over, but they leave the Mira open from the side of Sea Warriors. So WSP going to snatch that up. Going to be playing it just out of the range of when there's a double hard reach coming in for Sea Warriors. You have the Ibana, you have the Thermite as well. So you have a backup plan in case things go away. And the way that these guys like to fight, it might just be about. So Zerax already has caught a couple of blows, as well as Archer as well. Legion taking a significant amount of damage. And over here, Baz is looking to enter over and try to bash his way in. Finally makes his way into bedroom hallways. He's matching out immensely with the shield, picking up a lot of space, mind you, but this is a basement take, so take 2F fast is good. You have to take a lot more, or even have drones scouting out ahead of you so you can catch somebody off guard instead. But no, you do have 2 people in front of them. There are things on the door, but they have to be careful. The flames are going to burn away a lot of Monty's HP bar over here, unfortunately. And for now, the side of Hasib Warriors have been denied a lot of 2F control. They're still having to make a way over here. WSP are fighting back, and they can even move down. But Zedux, in the meantime, gets the kill onto the Legion, who has taken quite a bit of damage earlier on. And Zedux is looking for more on the stair, where you have a contestant lined up for maybe the fight, but they're moving forward over here. Maybe the anticipation is not there. The nade comes out instead. The Zami finally throws one of her kunais as well. Creates a bit more distance. Maybe she's up. But look at where Monty's found to victim onto the Valkyrie. The C4 comes in, but it's thrown a bit too deep. But Baz, a nice tracing through the wall. Gets the headshot onto Bucketed with 1 minute left on the clock. Hasib Warriors is looking to make it 5-2.
Yeah, we have to just wait for a while. Good rope clear from the side of all chat. But the only problem is going to be the side of Cobra playing another meter with a C4. Apart from that, I don't see any other things happening in. But Valkyrie Black Eye Cams have been also placed. They have to also find it out. And I think that IQ Scanner is going to do a good job of finding it as soon as possible. At the moment, folks, yes, we do see the IQ trying to with the electronics detector to find out the Black Eye Cam. The star gets the big convince. No more Azami Kima barriers blocking on the entire pathway. You see a Dreadnought Mines getting it deployed and getting activated in towards the hallway. But for the time being now, Cobra's C4 has been used. Was that a DB on buzz? Yes, I completely missed it. Monty is down. This can be a huge trade again coming in from Sarah. Won't stop peeking. They're still trying to open up the walls. I'm not really sure what Patas is trying to do over there, because just 9 seconds left on the clock. He has to start the plant as soon as possible. Patas gets the plant started. We do have Noob coming in from the other side. Monty has been picked up, but the Monty gets the double dash, stops it, and it's going to be the side of Won't Stop Peaking winning the defensive round onto their side, because the plant was denied from the side of Noob.
That was a bit too late to go for the plant. No, we had such a nice advantage. The 5 versus 3, we could have made our way over here so much faster. I think even a pause is being called in over here. You had the protection in front of you, but then the Fenrir comes in. He takes down the Monty. He takes down the planter. He saves his team the round with that defensive performance. And now WSP making a resurgence yet again. Only one round difference between them as Hasib Warriors as we continue. One more round before we see even more bans coming out as well. But it looks like gym and bedroom is where WSP will be taking us once the game resumes.
Yeah, and I think there's something wrong with an internet with the side of a Thurv. We did saw Thurv also getting disconnected very early in the very first map, but it's fine, guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure you have also seen it. All of us have, as Kashas, have seen more than enough of all of these, disconnections and repos. So I think when it comes down to us trying to do the best of adaptability, I think like we have a habit of handling the situation. It's all right, folks. We're gonna just yap for a while about what just happened, but talking about that entire Monty play, I'm not really sure. I'm able to recall that Monty was able to get back on his feet from the hands of Fatar. Fatar was the guy who was going in for the barn. Taha was able to provide that, crossfire angles onto as well. We did saw the kill going on in the very last moment from the side of Taha as they were on the defensive play, on the attacking play. But coming on to the fact that Monty was, I'm not really sure what exactly happened on these other two situations, from included these two situations I'm about to say. Is the very first chance that he was not able to put up his Elrock shield on the full, capability, full stance, because he was not having that enough time to do so, and he was just trying to protect his teammate was going in for the plant just right on the motor hatch drop. Also to the fact that he might have just got a little bit excited, and he just wanted to get up that kill on the onto the push coming from the side of me. I guess the latter part happened in, and that is why we saw the plant getting denied, because there's no way in the world, if you don't have a C4, you can deny the L Rock shield with those bullets. But for now, folks, we're just gonna wait for a while, as it's going to be the disconnection from the side of a Thurv, from the side of Wont start peaking, and we have to just wait for a while.
We do, and yeah, like you say, I agree. You have the early. It was such a good roam clear earlier on into the round, right? Even their opponents had to write it for themselves. I'm like, interesting. That's pretty good from your side. And you do make it up, but then the way you make your progress, you've done your roam clear, but you have to make a bit of a fast track towards the basement side. They took too long because it was a 2F full roam clear that they did. They all started all the way towards the gym and bedroom side, breaking down the wall. They just made their advancement towards the side of CCTV. So that's quite a bit of time being bought over there, because they had to fight during construction side as well. So the time being bought is, at the end of the day, what ended up helping WSP with the round, especially with the help of the Fenrir swinging around the corner, getting that double for himself, preventing the plant from going down. As we can just wait before we jump back into the action. Reminder, guys, if you're just tuning in, this is a best of 3. We are in map number 2. Map number 1, which was the pick of Hasib Warriors, did go their way, and we are in the midst of WSP's map pick, which is Clubhouse. I'm just not sure how Hasib Warriors is gonna bounce back, because this is also a big blow in your mental, because you've done everything right except note the time over there, Bullet.
Yeah, definitely. It was more of like they're not able to do the time management right, the entire play right, and just not really sure of how them being able to do up the attacking play. But also a couple of do's and don'ts from both sides, I would say, happen in that round number 7. But for now, folks, yes, they still have the time to just think of what defensive operators that they want to pick. I guess Pokinator just swapped out the side of Denari. We might see those trip connectors being played out. Yes, they have been rolled back to the same stats and the damage numbers of exactly what they were at when the new season was introduced. Yes, we did saw a couple of nerfs being done. I mean, when it comes down to side of Nanari, I call him the Cupcan 2.0. Don't get me wrong, folks. If you are able to place those strip connectors on the right arc, on the right doorway, and the right hallways, and if you're able to hide them in a pretty hasty spots, it can be a pain right onto the front of these attackers to get inside. Whether you have IQ or whether you have the whole, EMP nades and nades. Of course, EMP nades are something which can be a direct counter to the side of Denari. But apart from that, I don't see Denari's tripwires getting denied or getting destroyed from any of these attackers who don't have those explosive auto secondaries EMP nails onto their side. But for the moment, folks, we're just gonna yap for a while and wait.
And Taha seems to be the resident shield operator on the side of Sea Warriors. Right, we've seen him go to the Bliss, we've seen him go to the Monty. We're yet to see him go into the Blackbeard in map number, because map number 1 that was banned out, but map number 2 it's open. So I'm expecting to maybe see him bring that out later as maybe a last ditch effort from Sea Warriors to maybe prevent it from getting banned out as the next ban from Won't stop picking, maybe something along those words or those lines, the way he's operated and not brought out the Blackbeard so far. I don't think Amaru is going to be coming in, but for now, Hasib Warriors, yeah, you've done everything right. Just the time management has to come into it. Now the Miras also have to be taking their effect. Unfortunately, till now we haven't seen much presence of it, of denying or getting a picks out through it or whatnot on the way you can go for it. But for now, yeah, Denari trips are there. Capcan is not being brought out. You have the Azami, you have the Mute, you don't have electric spanned out earlier on. So hard to keep the walls from not opening. And when the walls keep on opening, like basement, it's harder to get into no matter what, because you have to worry of dirt and this and that. But when you go to the 2F side, it's much easier to open up the walls. And they haven't felt any of this pressure yet. And we do see a Blackbeard getting picked up by Baz right now. I'm not sure if that's what's going to get finally locked in. I think the players are just wasting time as we're waiting to hear back and see what the situation is. It's been a bit of time since our player has disconnected from the side of WSP. We're just waiting for him to join back before we can resume this lower bracket semi-final one.
Yep. Let's. I mean, apart from talking about what went right, and apart from like discussing, what else we have. I mean, also, I do see for the fact that we might have Denarvi's pick getting very impactful, because on how Trip Connector's damage has been rolled back of what exactly they were in when the new operation was introduced and the new season was introduced. I mean, I would love to see the Denari's Trip Connectors being used in the right hands, especially when you have Buckinator, who loves to play some of these trap operator when it comes to either the side of Legion or the either side of Fender that we have seen in map number 1 as well. But for now, folks, it will be our lovely and handsome man Blackjack joining us back as we take a little bit of that pause.
Well, it's more than just a pause. It's definitely looking like it's going to take a little bit of time for us to get back into things, folks. So, unfortunately, as much as I would like to yap about this match, and trust me, there's a lot to yap about this match, we're going to wait for that until after, because right now we're going for a quick break while we get the lobby set back in order. Stay tuned.
Well, folks, after a short little pause, we are back here at the South Asia APAC Series 2025 playoffs, which is happening between the side of Won't Stop Peaking facing up Hasib Warriors. Yes, if you're joining right now, the scoreline is into the favor of Hasib Warriors when it comes down to map score, but we are still not done yet with map number 2, Blackjack.
Absolutely not. We are just getting started. Some might even say, even though the score is 4-3, currently speaking. And won't stop peaking. I'll tell you this much. They have a lot to go in front of them. They've got a long road ahead. Mostly because the last few rounds before the second half started were a little bit shaky. Even they started the second half a little bit shaky. But again, I'm going to have to leave it there because we're going right back into the game. So once again, Bullet and Madness, I'm going to leave it up to you to take this hype game to its next level. Madness, take it away.
We are heading into round number 8. It was a bit of a more delayed pause than we would have liked, but we are jumping right back into the action. Last we were seen, WSP were making a resurgence by taking their third round, making the distance between them and Hasib was only of just one round. And we were maybe thinking about some operatives that were coming up, but the thing that we never talked about is a sense, and that Baz is looking to be bringing in. Taha's going to be bringing for the Maru instead as well. So they're looking for a very fast approach being mixed in with Fatar bringing in the thermite. You don't have any electric to get rid if something comes in, but you don't have to because Kite and Bandits getting banned away. You only have to worry about the Mute Gemmer that you can maybe deal with, but you do have the Mira that wasn't banned out, right? You can make your setup, and as you can see, near Logi, as well as heading into the bathroom to get away onto the main breach and get a grasp from that situation over there. But we have seen teams that like to dominate or try to get Jim very fast are going to be making their approach from CCTV as fast as possible. We did see Hasib Warriors during their defense try to fight for it a lot, so let's see if WSP will put up the same fight over here, Bullet.
Yeah, we have to just wait for a while on how things can exactly look from the side of Hasib Warriors. We have seen a couple of dicey plays from both sides, but we just cannot underestimate. Like I said, that adaptation game coming in from the side of none other than the Hasib Warriors. Now, them being on attack can definitely change the entire course of the game. It also comes down to the fact that Won't Stop Peaking have definitely also capitalized on all the opportunities which has been kind of like doused away from the side of Hasib Warriors. Now you do see Denari Trippers getting utilized onto the side of Cash Room. We do have a playing on towards the Cash Room. We also have a third playing besides him on towards the eastern stairs as the side is going to be gym and bedroom. So you do need the denial coming in from the early side setup as well. But on the other end, we do have Hasib Warriors trying to open up okay, the exterior out towards the common breach hatch, breach on towards the gym hallway, which can
this
be
might
a
be a
little
fast
bit
one.
very big one because Taha is about to go in for the plant. A lot of the candidates and flash and smokes are going to get utilized. The plant is on, folks. Won't Stop Peaking doesn't catch his one, but he will be the counter diffuse going in from the side of Akinator. Does Hasib Warrior knows it? Oh, they fight out towards the very last second. It's going to be now a 4v2 scenario. Nubel gets one, but that goes down. Possibly a deniability coming in from the side of King. And yes, a thumb also goes down. Cuba Warriors are getting utilized though, but I don't see Noob taking
his body's going to show.
Hasib gets the confirmation on third, but now it's going to be a 1v4. And there you have it. Hasib Warriors taking it to their side with a huge utility play. Ying Candela stunned. We do see the breach going down onto the gym hallway. Everything right onto the face of Won't Stop Peaking, and they were not able to answer that.
Their operators kind of already gave us the inkling of this is the kind of play that they're going to go for. There's Zami just trying to long arm the defuse from behind the bomb chassis. Unfortunately, just a bit out of range and a bit confused about what to do, left alone in that situation with the time being arranged. But fast entry being made by Hasib Warriors. The plant goes down at a very rapid pace, and they big thanks to the operators brought in with the sense with the Candelas coming in with those holographic walls. There was no way that WSP were prepared for that situation. That showed in the way that they were just pretty much overrun. We did see them trying to stick the defuse, trying to get the plant off for themselves, but unfortunately for them, they were also being gunned down from the window. There was no cover, and one by one, once they tried to go for getting that defuse for themselves, they unfortunately could not, and that allowed Hasib Warriors to be 1 point away from being on series point over here.
Yeah, I mean,
at this point of time, Hasib Warriors will just try to just brute force their way into the side, and will just try to just end it as soon as possible, in my opinion. But again, we have to just wait for a while. I don't want to be I don't want to be just to say as a guy on the mic that this has already been done and dusted, because there's still a lot of work needs to be done from the side of CYs to get this another time the site which has been selected, the gym and bedroom area from the side of Won't Stop Peaking. But a 5-3 scoreline is something that can tell a lot about the entire display from the side of Sea Warriors. We do have the common breach towards the side of gym and hallway getting opened up. On the interchange of the side of defense, now you finally have the side of castle, which was also no, it was also on the last round as well. It's almost exactly the same operator lineup which was picked up from the side of Won't Stop Peaking. The only difference is that this time around we're able to see bars going on with the flashy blitz shield.
Yeah, and then your jammers last time couldn't stop the exothermic charges as well, because you can just upside down repel, get the wall open as well at that point. But Baz with the blitz, he does get spot out just as he's going around the corner. So the side of WSP knows there's a blitz going to be laying around. Buccinator claims the first kill with the kill onto Taha. He's fighting around near cash room, and with it being opened up, he's getting the kills for himself. That's exactly where the shield is as well. Baz is just waiting to try and make a fight, but in the meantime, it's going to be the knock of the castle. He's on the ground, but he's going to get picked up. And Buccinator claims another with the kill onto Zedux. Already a double kill for the Denari in the round. He's going to get flashed by the Blitz, but the Blitz couldn't finish it off. But the Blitz is saved by Hasib instead. But IMWF comes with a kill onto Fatar. He comes around the corner. IMWF gets another before being put down by Hasib. Hasib now with a double. Hasib now with a triple in a 1 versus 2. He's going to need the ace if he wants to come out over here on top of Bullet.
He can do it. Athab is on DVNO. Cobra cannot get onto him. The confirmation will be coming up anytime soon. There you have it. Can Hasib can pull out a 1v5? That is going to be the main question right at the moment, folks. He has time. He has not exactly a whole ample amount of time, but he has the time to get the information on Mira. He knows for a fact that logistic office is going to be a very common area where the guys can go for a rotation, but he's making his way back to the side. I guess Mira does have a little bit of that idea where exactly going for, but forward and back he goes towards the CCTV, and I guess he possibly doesn't know. Yeah, he doesn't know. Gets the shot. No, Cobra misses onto it. This can be the opportunity be made from the time. Hasib gets it. It is going to be a 1v4. Hasib takes it away to the side of series point for Hasib Warriors. 6-3. Won't stop peaking. You just gave that away.
The namesake of the team of Hasib Warriors stepping up huge. It's not just due to what he did, like Bullet is saying, it's due to what WSP did as well. They gave him the frags. They were feeding it to him one by one. Hasib took every single opportunity given to him, even this last one as well. From behind the mirror, WSP tried to strike, but unfortunately for them, Hasib was a bit too fast, makes his way to the hallway, gets ready for the pre-swing that's going to come in, gets the kill, secures the round, puts Hasib Warriors not just on map point, but in series point, and almost are just one step away from knocking WSP out of this tournament.
Attackers need to locate and defuse the bomb.
Yes, I almost forgot. This is going to be a lower bracket matchup, and after that, even if somebody loses on to it, this is not going to be any more second chances being in play from either side. Whoever loses it to it. So it all comes down to this very round for both the teams to fight it off. If Won't Stop Peaking are able to get this to 6-4, 6-5, so instantly get the equalized scores, then we go into overtime. It's going to be a huge blow to the right under the confidence of Hasib Warriors as well. But on how the scenarios are unfolding, I'm not into that favor that Won't Stop Peaking and equalize it. I think it is going to be a victory coming in very soon for the side of the Sea Warriors.
It is looking like that Taha yet again on the blitz. It's not going to be Baz this time, but instead Baz has the Candelas over to him. And this is what I like about his Sea Warriors. They're trying to get every single avenue to get inside the building. They're causing enough distractions, enough noise that WSP has to be aware of everything that can hand it to them. And now finally we have going to have a switch in defensive after losing gym and bedroom twice in a row. We're going to head straight into the basement. But do we see anybody on the side of 2F? No, we don't. But in the meantime, Hasib has got one kill with that handgun that is pretty much like an SMG onto Buckinator. In the meantime, Taha has found his prey in front of it. It's going to be the Solace, but the Solace is backing up. He's keeping his distance from the shield and through the floorboards. Baz gets a kill onto Atrab as well. A 2-man down WSP in a 5 versus 3, fighting for their tournament life over here, Bullet.
Oh boy. Oh boy. IQ Electronics Detector into the play. As if I'm not wrong, IQ Electronics Detector was not exactly called an Electronics Detector back in the day. Not really sure about it, but that is a discussion we can have after the broadcast. But right now we do have the Dark Mice left to stop or block all the possible line of sights from side of outside of pits. Star gets the pointer, but if he goes to destroy that, he can immediately get up against. But ooh, look at the play. He knows for the fact that the upper wall part is reachable, and kudos to his map sense and game sense, and also the experience that these guys have. They know every ins and out of every other map. When the game comes down to the map like Clubhouse, this is one of the OG maps and one of the vanilla maps which was introduced in the game. You expect some of these guys to play like that, right? But for the moment, it's going to be a 5v3. Yellow pings are being communicated from the attacking side as well. One getting a pro from Victoria. C gets the one. Both of the players try to rush down of Vinci. Oh, Vinci gets one, gets straight out immediately. It's going to be a 1v4. Not going to happen. C takes final blow. And now it's going to be a 7-3 victory coming in for the side of Won't Stop Peaking. 7-4 in the first map. 7-4 for the side of Hasib Warriors. Extremely sorry, folks. Hasib Warriors going to take the series victory with 2-0 map scoreline.
2-0 map scoreline indeed, and they even improved on the score from map number 1, which was their map pick at the end of the day. 7-4 turned into a 7-3 in Clubhouse, the map pick of Won't Stop Peaking, and unfortunately for Won't Stop Peaking, they'll have to stop peaking at least for this tournament's duration, because unfortunately this is the lower bracket semi-final and this was their last life. Unfortunately, life was now knocked out. Maybe gonna make a future appearances in other tournaments as well, but for now it's done for them. Congratulations to the side of Hasib Warriors. They will be progressing further on the tournament. They will also maybe even end up facing the team that was the one sending them down over here, RUE.
Yeah, it was some admin decision that we all got to know about. But for now, folks, the redemption arc is something that every other guy in our region will be looking out for. But for now, folks, we will be getting joined back with our handsome man, Blackjack, over here. What do you have to say? What went in map number 2, Blackjack?
I mean, what isn't there to say is more so the question here, Bullet. What a game, what a map. Map number 2. Oftentimes, the map that sees overtime or the biggest plays in the entire best of 3, even best of 5s to some extent, because it's the middle map, right? It's the one that pretty much determines how much more siege is left to play. In any esport, that is a best of 3, first to 5, whatever you want to call it. The maps in the middle, the rounds in the middle, they are always the ones to watch out for, and tonight was no exception. Won't Stop Peaking. They started off admittedly on the wrong foot, losing the first 2 rounds in not exactly the best fashion, especially with Zedux managing to get the 1v2 on time as well. Because it was a 2v1, you think that the attackers would try to go for the plant. Zedux was just caught in red hallway with nowhere to go, but unfortunately, they wanted to go for the kill. They were running for it, and without the information, the Melusi got away with the 1v2 in the final seconds of the round. I would really say that that was the moment that kind of sealed their fate, because they then went on to lose round number 3 as well, and Hasib Warriors never really looked uncomfortable per se after that. Every single round they've won after that second round, they have known what they were getting into. They had their strategies, they had their plans, and they almost always had a backup plan ready to get into it. While Won't Stop Peaking, they did take the odd round here and there, but it was too scattered and too, unfortunately, like I said, scattered too far and too few in between. And at the end of the day, don't get me wrong, I might be giving Won't Stop Peaking a little bit of heat here because of how they played in Clubhouse. But even then, they did drag Hasib Warriors quite a bit in several rounds. That ZX 1v2 that I mentioned, had Won't Stop Peaking been just a little bit more efficient with how they went about their attack, that could have gone the other way. They could have won it actually really comfortably, now that I think about it. Same with, of course, that one round. You guys know the round I'm talking about, right? Round number 9, right before the final bans for map 2. It was a 4v1. They had it in the bag. And unfortunately, for them that is, Hasib pulls off the 1v4. That, I don't know if that's the first 1v4 we've seen. I'm definitely probably wrong about that. But I will say that it's one of the best ones I've seen in recent memory. Because you have to realize the position Hasib was in for that round. The Blitz just died. Completely ineffective against Denari. They got flanked by the Azami on the other side. CCTV, zero control. Cash room, zero control. Hasib essentially has to come in, put out the fire, and then rebuild the floor. In terms of the metaphor there. And he did that perfectly. He put up the walls. He knew exactly what to do, where to peek. He had his drone, and he used it really well. Take notes, please, ranked teammates. If you're in like a 2vx, 3vx situation, please use your drones. It's not like... Yeah, no, I don't bring it up because I'm like salty about losing a rank match or whatever. It happens. I expect it at this point. But I point it out because that drone usage gave him all the intel he needed on where the mirror was moving. Because they had to rotate inside of the gym wall, going into that little gold bar room next to library, they definitely knew what it was that the mirror was trying to do. They had an idea for it, and they just communicated to Hasib. One camera, that's all it takes. One person on camera and one camera. That is all it takes 90% of the time. And since we're talking about Hasib so much, let's have a look at the stats, folks. 16-5, 87% cost, and a 2-0 on entry. Hasib did not get taken down once on any of the entry encounters this game. He certainly stepped it up compared to where he was in map number 1. But then you also have to look at ZDX, 4-1 on entry.
Again.
Absolutely phenomenal. ZDX is just one of those people, right? He is your entry fragger. He is the one who gets in and gets work done. And he's 9-5 with 80% as well. So really effective in the entire match as well. Taha, of course, bringing in kind of the middle play right there. 8-8, of course, on his kills and deaths, and 67% cost. So more of like, he has the secondary gun next to ZDX and Hasib, but he's no slouch, not at all. And Baz and Fathar playing the support pillar roles, doing their job as best as they could. We have a look, of course, at the Won't Stop Peaking sheet as well right there. And unfortunately, it's looking a lot more dour for them, except for I'm Noob AF, also going double digits, 12-7 and 87% cost. Really effective across the board, despite not having that much or anything even on the entry kills. It doesn't matter if you're not getting entry kills, so long as you're there, so long as you're effective, so long as you're picking up kill streaks, so long as your utilities are doing what they need to do for the team. That's exactly what I'm Noob AF provided for the side of Won't Stop Peaking. Unfortunately, the rest of the team really fell by the wayside, as you can see by their statistics here. Vinci 4-9, 60%, Cobra 5-7, 67, Buckinator 5-9, 60%, and Hatherv having the worst game in this matchup, I would say, 3-10. And 53%. We already had a few choice words about Hatherv in map number 1, where he was being very antsy and getting taken down very quickly. But it is what it is. With that said, folks, we have the final stat card for the entire matchup. And is it any surprise that both Baz and Hasib are 23 and 21, 20 plus each, and I'm Noob AF bringing in third place with 21 and 16. 3 people going 20 plus for kills is insane when you think about the kind of game we have seen. ZDux 18 and 12 as well. Really standout performances across the board from both Hasib Warriors and Won't Stop Peaking. But as is the nature of competition, folks, Hasib Warriors are the ones to win out 2-0, and Won't Stop Peaking will continue their right now long-standing rivalry against them, where they are yet to bring in a dominating performance against the side of Hasib Warriors. Even back when they were mercenaries, Won't Stop Peaking had a hard time against them. Even when the names have changed, even when the teams have had different players in their rosters, it has been this team with Hasib that has pulled ahead more often than not. And I'm pretty sure Won't Stop Peaking, while sure they might be used to it now compared to before, they will still be kind of ruminating that we still couldn't get one under our belt against these guys when it came down to it.
Yeah, I would say, kudos to both the teams because this was one of the, I would say the close games that we have seen. I would say in the entirety of the playoffs, on-stream matches I'm talking about. I know some of the off-stream matches have gone up to the map number 3, but I guess up here from the second qualifiers, we haven't actually seen any of the matches going on to the decider map. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks. All of the matches which have been played on stream has just ended in map number 2. Map number 2, of course, it has went towards the very last extension of the overtime rounds, but none of these matches have went up till third round blackjack. Sorry, third map.
Yeah, no, I think you are correct on that. I'm gonna have to reference my notes later on about this, but off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure that no games have gone to map 3. Maybe in the very first qualifiers, because it was a long time ago at this point, and some of the details about those that week is a little foggy for me. But I will still admit, Bullet, it is a bit of a shame that we haven't seen that many map 3s so far. Even the best of 5 grand finals we've had, they were pretty much sweeps, right? I think 3-1, 3-0 in both qualifiers. And now we're looking at another big grand finals. Team Wu is already up there. They're waiting for their opponents. We just have one more match to go, which of course will be another bracket finals tomorrow, folks. And that is going to be an absolutely amazing matchup. Hasib Warriors have one more step to go before that age-old rivalry. The two teams that have pretty much defined South Asian Rainbow Six, or at least one and a half of them. Team Wu is comprised of some members of the Union Gaming Monkey Hunters days and some that are different as well. But the rivalry stays strong, and so do we here at the casting desk. But with that said, that's going to do it here for tonight at the South Asia Elite Community Series for Rainbow Six Siege X here at Frag Nation alongside Ubisoft. I've been your host, Blackjack, joined by Bullet and Madness. And of course, we'll be back once again tomorrow at the same time, 6 p.m. IST, for more wonderful Rainbow Six Siege bracket finals. Until then, stay tuned and good night.
You made a bad bet. Play the odds and risk it all. But you're playing my game now. And I'm here to clean house.
Warriors.